I suffered from postpartum where I was trying to mother from the couch to 5 total children, which is impossible. You can't do it. You can't be a mom from the couch, being sad, feeling like you didn't want to exist. So my mom met Stacy at the store. My mom has a retail store in Prattville. She met her there. She said her skin was glowing. And so I also had gotten into my 30s and I thought, man, I suck. I'm old. Look at these wrinkles. Something is wrong with my face. So I was like, okay, that's all mom had to say was something made her, she saw somebody that was glowing. And so Stacy had shared Juice Plus with her, what she had been doing for a long, long time. And so I started taking them, ordered them offline and all that good stuff. I didn't even go through Stacy like I was supposed to, none of that. So I started taking them. Within the first week I took them, I was on the back porch. I went from depressed for 3 years. I was on the back porch dancing with my babies at 7 o'clock in the morning. That never happened. So I was like, okay, there's something to this. Well, after that, I remember thinking, okay, it's the second month. Wait a minute. I haven't had a migraine. I didn't have a migraine last month, not one. And I'm still 10 months into this, no migraines, no depression, energy for days. And it's not crazy energy. It's just my body feels good. I just feel good. I don't have to take a nap because my body's getting what it needs to live, not just to exist. I live because I'm feeding it. I feel like I've starved myself until I hit 34. And then I was like, oh, your body's like, oh, this is what it's like to get like the nutrition that you're supposed to have in it. This is it. Okay, good. So I've been starving for 34 years and now I'm here. My family's thriving. My oldest sinus allergies, all that disappeared. He was on 3 medications a day for sinus and allergies, and it's gone. Like, no medication. The doctor said, what happened? Yeah, I haven't seen you in sinuses. He went for a back issue, and he said, what happened? I haven't seen you for a very long time. You just grew out of your allergies or what? And Bryn was like, I guess. I was like, you should have told him about Juice Plus. But he could have had it too. You know, we might have kids that have sinus. He needs it. So that's my story in a nutshell. It's just become a huge part of our lives. My kids wake up, they want the shake, they want the gummy. I mean, it's food to live. It's food for them to thrive. They haven't been to the doctor's appointment. We got a text message the other day from the pediatrician that said the twins missed their well visit. That's a year. That is a solid year of not contacting that doctor at all for any reason. And we missed it. So we still haven't gone even for the well visit. So, I mean, it's just testimonies like that make me so happy and so willing to spend time and effort and heart into getting this into other people, because it is a life-changing way to get nutrition into your body. So that's my story in a nutshell.
Thank you, Jane. Well, I'm super excited that you were able to share that with me, and I'm going to mute you just so it doesn't echo back to you guys. But I'm going to share my screen now. And okay, hold on, because now it's not letting me with the one I want on there. Okay, here we go. There it is. All right, I'm back to me. I am Stacy Turner, not Sharon Farrar. But, you know, it's definitely hearing Jay's story I could hear every day. And like I said, to see Michelle, you actually be emotional about that. I know, okay, I'm not the only crazy one that really understands the importance of nutrition. And I understand it now because of the changes I've seen in my own family's health and then the families that I've been able to help for the last 14 and a half years. It's a passion of mine to help make simple changes, help families make those simple changes that they really get to take their health back. back. I envision a world, and I'm seeing it more and more now, where families are relieved from that burden of medical bills and disease and illness, and just how much that affects people's relationships within the family that we don't even realize. And why don't we realize it? Is because everyone's just gotten used to being sick and tired. And that's where we were 14 years ago when we first heard about this whole idea of fruits and vegetables in a capsule. I knew nothing about nutrition. I knew nothing about disease prevention through nutrition. I thought it was all genetic, and I ate what sounded good, what tasted good, what was cheap, what's easy, and what was fast. And every once in a while I opened up a can of green beans to add in there to balance it out. I would have said we ate healthy. I would have said we were healthy. The truth is we were young in our early 20s, and we were just used to being sick and tired, so much so that that had become our normal. Do you know anybody in your life that is that way? That sickness, illness, disease has become normal to them, and they just accept it. And I'm not okay accepting that anymore, not for my family and not for any other families that I have a chance to impact. And I'm so thankful that Jay was smart enough to order Juice Plus and start taking it, see that difference, share it with her mom and with Liz, her sister. And through all, this year we've been able to meet Michelle and share it with her. That's why I get up in the morning. That's what piques my interest. That's what sparks my fire. I love helping families get their health back, and I've seen it work over and over and over again. And it's really with these simple changes that we're going to share with you tonight that makes this possible. So that's what we're going to discuss right now. And, if you think about it, healthy living used to be simple. It was just a different, simple time. And yeah, I don't think things have changed that greatly. I just really think we've been complacent, and we've bought into the marketing that's being shown to us, the, foods that are marketed for children now. And people are busy. They're going to work. They're running from soccer game to school practice to here to there. And it's just easy to go through the drive-through. Multiple, both parents are working, and so planning meals and really getting whole, fresh, nutritious food on the table, I think, is harder than ever because of some of those reasons. And yet that's why we need to be even more alert to it. That's why we've got to be paying attention, because it really does make a difference. And how we're taking care of ourselves is how we're going to take care of our family. If you've ever been on an airplane, when the stewardess comes on and she says the announcements about the airbags, she doesn't say put the airbag on everybody else and then put it on you. She says put it on yourself and then help the people around you. But often as mamas, that's not what we do, right? We help everyone else. We take care of everyone else. We make sure everyone else is okay, and we put ourselves last. And in doing that, we're really not taking the best care of anyone. And so it's important for us to just kind of take that self-reflection. How are we taking up care of ourselves? And that is a reflection of how we're taking care of the people that we love. Are we eating real food? Are we exercising? Are we drinking water, sleeping 7 to 8 hours per night? I think that's the harder one for me, because I've got stuff to do. I like doing things and being up and getting projects done, and especially having just moved, there's always something to do. So making myself go to bed when I want to send another message to someone or start another conversation or whatever that is. All of those things are a piece of the puzzle. And what we're really going to focus on tonight is eating the real food, what we're putting into our bodies, the nutrition that we're giving ourselves. How is that affecting our health now? And how is that affecting our health long term? And really, there's two startling trends in our world right now. One is the environmental toxins are increasing, and there's not a whole lot that we can do to change that. Just being careful and aware of what chemicals we're bringing into our house, and that would be through products that we use on our face, our skin, hair, in the shower, products that we use to clean, and then also the products the food that we buy, making sure that you can buy the organic ones that really count the most. And if you're curious of what those are, you can look up online and you can say just type in the Dirty Dozen organic list, and you'll find there's like 12 that they say to really stick to those 12 foods. Buying them organic, one would be strawberries, because there's not much protection to that berry as they're spraying the fields. So it's kind of interesting to look at that. And, you know, like I said, we try as best we can with that, but a lot of that's out of our hands. What's in our hands is our food quality. We don't have to buy this stuff in the middle of the grocery store. And I say that because the stuff in the middle is full of all the things you see on that list. On the perimeter of that grocery store is the real food that will rot and sprout. And that's a good thing, because that means even the most simple of bacteria can eat that and break it down. That means it's real food. When you're buying mostly out of the middle of the store, you're buying food that's processed. It has chemicals in it to keep it from going bad. And it's really very far away from what real food is. So shop the perimeter, and, you know, just every once in a while go in the middle of that store, but that's not where we should be getting the most of our food. And I've talked to families that say if it's not in a box or a package, then they don't eat it. And I see that way too often, and it definitely makes an impact on their bodies. And here's why. This is kind of correlating to diet. And when we have toxins in our body, our fat cells, our body produces a fat cell to engulf that toxin and to hold on to it. Why does it do that? It's trying to keep that toxin from getting into our organs, to our liver, to our kidneys, and to those, you know, organ systems that make our body run. So it's a protective benefit to it. So if we're eating a lot of food that has a lot of toxins and we're not detoxing, then your body's going to just keep building those fat cells. What happens when people diet is they may reduce their calories, and that's typically what people will do, some sort of caloric decrease. Yes, they lose the weight, but if you're not losing the toxins, then your body just says, hey, there's still a toxin. We have to build another fat cell to keep it from getting to our organs, and that's where rebound happens. But what's a better plan for this is to actually cleanse as you're losing weight in a safe and slow way. We're not talking fast weight loss. When you start changing your eating habits and your the food that you're putting into your body, there's like a detox that has to happen. It's a cleansing that takes place, and kind of an imbalance happens at first before things begin to balance out. But if you are detoxing, you're getting rid of those toxins as you're losing weight, then your chances of rebounding are much less, because your body's not going to have to produce a fat cell to engulf that toxin. And you're going to see that you have lasting weight loss, if that's what you're looking for, whatever plan that you end up using, if you're detoxing. And we're going to talk about how do you detox that way. And it's really through the benefits of different nutrients, such as an antioxidant. And antioxidants, you've probably heard that word before. I knew that blueberries had a lot of them, but that's it. I didn't know much past that. Oxidative stress, if you look at both of those words, they have the same word in it, oxidative and oxidant. So think of an antioxidant as the paint on a car. That antioxidant, that paint, protects the metal from rusting and breaking down. That's what antioxidants do to our cells. They protect our cells from the bad guys, or oxidation, and it's what helps prevent disease. In each human cell, the DNA is hit about 10,000 times a day by mutagenic oxidants. When that DNA is mutated, that's when you start to get the disease process happening, especially cancer cells. And so you want to make sure that your diet's rich in those antioxidants. That's what slows down the aging process. That's what slows down the disease process. So where do we get them? Yes, blueberries, but not just blueberries. Really, our best defense is produce in general. That's where you're going to get the protective benefit. The problem is that the produce that we're eating today doesn't have as many nutrients as it did when our grandparents grew their own fruits and vegetables, just because of different farming techniques, because they pick it before it's ripe and it has to be shipped to us so it's not rotten by the time it gets in the store and we have time to bring it home. There's just a very big difference between a tomato you buy in Walmart in December and one that's grown in your grandma's garden in August. Would you agree? like the taste is different, it smells different, it looks different, a different color. The nutrition is definitely different as well. And because of that, we need to be eating 7 to 13 servings of fruits and vegetables every day. Thinking a serving size is about the size of your fist. If you're a child, then that's about the size of their fist. They need to be eating about 5 servings a day, 7 to 9 for women, and 9 to 13 for men. And we're talking this many servings to prevent disease. That's what's going to fight for us, okay? So we need to be eating way more than we are, and we need to eat them fresh and raw. Raw is really key too, because those enzymes in there are alive, and we need that raw produce. So phytonutrients are the phyto, meaning plant nutrients in different fruits and vegetables, and very different than a multivitamin. Most people know that their diet's lacking in nutrients, and so they tend to rely on a vitamin to bridge that gap. But when you look at the difference between a multivitamin and the short list of nutrients that are on there compared to what's in an apple, there's over 11,000 nutrients. 11,000 plant phytonutrients that make up that apple. That's incredible. That's the vitamins, the minerals, the antioxidants, those phytochemicals that are the plant compounds that go to work and fight in your body to fight disease and to fight illness and to give your body energy. Very, very different than a multivitamin that's what we call a fragmented megadosed nutrient. It's isolated from the plant, and it's chemically reproduced and then put into that chemical, that pill, like that a vitamin that you would typically think of. Your body doesn't use those nutrients the same as it does from food, and you can overdose on them. If you notice, they have a protective safety cap on them for that reason. If children get a hold of them, you need to call poison control because they can die from them. It's a chemical. Think of it more as a medication. If you're taking a lot of vitamins, you need to be monitored by a doctor or somebody that's actually looking at your bloodstream and monitoring those levels. Because if you're not, then it's very easy to get to a toxic level and not even realize that that's what the problem is. On the other hand, with fruits and vegetables, nobody's ever overdosed on too many carrots. You know, I've never seen an article written about that. I've never seen that on TV, in a newspaper, that somebody's eaten so many fruits and vegetables. I've never heard of somebody that goes to the doctor and the doctor says, you know what, you really need to lay off all those fruits and vegetables. You're just eating way too many of them. You know, that doesn't happen. It never happens. Every time they'll say, if they're a smart doctor, forward thinking and understanding, they'll say you need to be eating more fruits and vegetables. You need to be eating as many as you can. In fact, all of the literature for American Cancer Society, American Heart Association, American Diabetes Association, all of those in their pamphlets have a whole section now that talks about eating more fruits and vegetables and getting those into your diet. So it's not some new concept. It's not something that we've never thought of, but maybe there is a paradigm shift in your mind from vitamins, because we've been preached that, you know, that's been preached to us for a long time. Make sure you're taking your vitamins as compared to getting enough whole food, fruits and vegetables into our diet. The problem is it's just difficult to do so. So what do? What's our options here? One of them is to grow good health, growing your own fruits and vegetables. Some people choose to do that in the ground in their backyard or on their property, which is awesome. It's a great big job. I've seen my sister and her family work their garden. It's a lot of work, but they do get fresh fruit, mostly fresh vegetables, and it's very rewarding to them. I chose to do something a little bit different in growing my own through what we call a tower garden. It's an aeroponic growing system to grow 20 different plants, and you can use grow lights to grow indoors, or you can use it outside. I just planted mine today, so I'm so excited to see some plants growing. Within about 4 weeks, I will have lettuce enough to harvest, and then it'll be a little bit longer for the stuff that I grew outside. I planted cucumbers and squash and zucchini outside, but there's no dirt to this. It waters itself, which is why mine is still alive, why I'm able to even use it. I say I'm much better at keeping children water and fed than plants, because they actually ask me for food and remind me that they're hungry. The plants don't, but this has a time where it waters itself, and that's why I'm able to do it. So no digging, no weeding. You just 90% less water and 90% less space than a typical garden, which is good for me now that I'm living in the desert. Water is definitely an issue, so we're happy to have this way to be able to grow our own produce. So that's one way that you can. And another way that we found 14 and a half years ago, and Michelle and Jay both talked about it some, is something called Juice Plus. And you may have heard both of them talk and mention it before and be thinking kind of like, what is this? They mentioned whole foods in a capsule and a gummy, and that's exactly what it is. All of these 30 different fruits, veggies, berries, grapes on the screen here that you can see, all of those are juiced into a thick slurry at a low temperature. They are dried, the water is removed, the sugar is neutralized, and what's left is a powder. That powder is put into capsules and it's put into gummies. It's not a vitamin, meaning it's isolated a piece or a part. There's not chemicals put into this. It's simply fruits and vegetables. And I think sometimes because it is so simple, it's easy to overlook how powerful it really is. Another option is to do our Juice Plus Complete Shake. I do this every morning for breakfast. It's an all plant-based smoothie mix that you can get 20 more plants in. So with the capsules and the shake, we're talking 50 plants to start the day off. Like, how else am I going to do that? How am I going to get my kids to do that without this help too? This is a great smoothie mix. It's real creamy. It's not chalky. It's great because it's a low glycemic load stabilizer, meaning it stabilizes your blood sugar. So when you eat, your blood sugar goes up, and like it's supposed to. If you have fiber and protein, it will slowly go back down. And by the time you're hungry, you're ready for food as that blood sugar is dropped. But if it spikes and drops because you ate a candy bar, you ate crackers, you ate something that didn't have protein, nutrients, and fiber in it, then it's going to drop really fast. And it's when it's dropped and it's down in the low part, that's where your willpower is like at zero, and you'll eat anything. You just, people are starting to say, when did you eat last? And you're getting hangry. I think you need to eat something. And you're just not going to make very good choices during that point. So this will help stabilize your blood sugar and keep it in that good range where you are able to make good healthy choices for food, because you're hungry but you're not starving by the time lunch comes around. So a lot of times we use it for breakfast, sometimes breakfast and lunch, just depending on what we've got going on. And you would think after 14 years I'd be sick of it. I crave it. Like, I cannot wait to get up and make my shake. It's what I want. My body says, yes, give that to me. It doesn't have any gluten. It's dairy free. And like I said, it's all plant-based protein. It's also got powerful prebiotics, something called oligosaccharides, which are it helps the good bacteria in your intestines to be able to thrive. So that's really an important aspect to it as well. If the fruits and vegetable berry capsules don't get you moving, as Michelle mentioned, add that shake in there, and definitely you'll be a happy person. It's amazing how many people walk around, and I myself, it was included in that, constipated and didn't even know it. I didn't recognize that's what it was until I got regular and got my stomach unbloated and not had the same pain that I had had for years and just gotten used to. So it's an issue that most people don't like to talk about, but it really plays a huge role in your overall health. All of your health starts in your gut. And so having that healthy biome, that healthy bacteria growing and feeding at the good stuff is really very important. And this is just a picture of that zone of willpower that I was talking about. Again, you can use the shake for a breakfast, a pre or post workout drink. If you work out a lot, you'll find if you drink the shake, it doesn't make you nauseous, and it really can fuel you throughout the workout. And if you're just needing something, you're just hungry before you go to bed, but you don't want to eat a sandwich or a bowl of cereal, which is what typically people will eat, a shake is a good snack as well to hold you over. So again, 45 to 50 different plant foods in our diets every single morning when we to start the day off. It's unique because it has a food label, so it doesn't have a vitamin label or a supplement label. It will say nutrition facts. It's got those natural phytonutrients. It's all non-GMO ingredients, like I said, dairy and gluten-free. It's NSF certified, which means a third-party company comes in and it's a quality assurance. They make sure that what's in the bottle is on the label, and what's on the label is in the bottle. And I think really what sets us so far apart is the clinical research that's been done on Juice Plus. Our 37th study was just published. And if you know what clinical means, that means it's a study that is done with humans, with people. When people take it, these are the results that they have. And these studies have been done at universities all around the world. You may recognize some of these institutions. This is just a small portion of them. And this is what we know happens. We know that there's improved cardiovascular wellness, less restriction in your blood flow and in your arteries, and better blood flow overall. Reduced inflammation. Those are really both key things for cardiovascular wellness. We know now from that last study that there's an improvement in blood pressure and cholesterol when taking Juice Plus. We've seen that all along, but now we have the research to back that up. Help support the immune system, which is really what we saw with my husband. Remember, I said that we were healthy? Well, the truth is he had had pneumonia 4 years in a row. At 27, he had had pneumonia 4 years in a row, not just once during those years. It was multiple times. And it was so hard because he was sick. And so often, if we went on vacation, he was sick going or he was sick coming. He didn't feel good. We lived in Boston. I wanted to go see things. We were newly married. I wanted to explore that incredible place that we lived. He wanted to sleep. And we didn't realize until he got his health back just how much that affected our relationship. So Michelle, I'm glad that you mentioned that, because it's something that people don't really understand, how much illness can really affect more than just that person that's sick. And it does have an impact of everyone around them. And over time, we saw that after Jarrett started taking his Juice Plus, his immune system did get better. It got stronger. It brought it back to balance to where his body was able to fight off the cold so that it didn't turn into bronchitis and upper respiratory infections and ultimately pneumonia. In fact, it's been 14 years and he's never even had an upper respiratory infection since then. He's gone to the doctor 3 times, twice for swimmer's ear and once for a sinus infection. In 14 years, like I've gone twice, and I was known as a kid as the hypochondriac. There was always something wrong. And I was sick all the time. I remember first grade sleeping on my desk because I had had strep throat so many times. I couldn't miss any more school. And when everyone was out playing, I just slept. And my mom and I think about it and we're like, man, if I had had Juice Plus, what difference that would have made. I used to get canker sores in my mouth all the time, cold sores on my face. I rarely get them now. And if it goes away. It doesn't turn into a whole mouthful of blisters like it was before. So that's kind of our family's experience with that. In fact, I even use Juice Plus as my prenatal with both of my girls. They are now 12 and 13. I've taken them twice it's about 11 years now to the doctor for being sick twice in that 11 years. It's crazy, crazy difference. And I'm so thankful that they've grown up with this good nutrition. And my youngest, she's almost 12. She has kind of had a stomach ache the last couple days. And it's funny because she said, you know what, Mom, I've decided I really need to start eating healthier and I'm going to start paying attention closer to what I'm eating. And I'm like, yes. And because she hears it, she knows it because she hears the stories of the people that I've been able to help. She's heard me share her story. And my 13-year-old was sharing with me the other day. And what's interesting is they don't really have a transformation story. It's what they don't have that really stands out to me. They don't have medication. They don't have allergies. They don't have sinus infections. They don't have to be on any medication for attention. They don't, attention disorders or anything like that. They're not going to the doctor for checkups even, because it's just amazing the difference in their health compared to their friends that aren't yet on Juice Plus. So that's what we've seen in our family. What we also know from the research is that it improves gum tissue, reduces that oxidative stress that we talked about, reduces inflammation, which typically shows up in people's it's going to show up like in their joints, and that their body aches, their back hurts, their hips hurt, their fingers are stiff when they get up in the morning. All of that's a symptom of inflammation. And it's really important that you keep that inflammation low in your body, because the higher the inflammation is in your body, then the higher risk of disease there is. So I know this is silly, but I've got to let the dog out before she, because she needs to go outside. Hold on. Okay, sorry. I didn't want her to end up messing on the floor. So I'm watching her like, she needs out. Okay, so reducing that inflammation is really important for reducing disease overall. We know that Juice Plus helps protect your DNA, and you have healthier skin, better density and better hydration in your skin. Just this whole gamut of research over these 25 years that they've done with people. And I think this is, for me, what set it apart from everything else out there, because let's be honest, there's a lot of companies, there's a lot of people posting different things on Facebook, there's a lot of information going around, and one time you hear eat this, and then the next thing you read says no, don't eat that, and it can be very confusing. And I hope tonight we've been able to just bring it back to something very simple: fruits and vegetables. It's not that Juice Plus is a magic pill. Juice Plus doesn't cure disease. It doesn't, it's not the end all be all. It's a piece of that health puzzle. What we do know from this research is that Juice Plus gets into your body, and then your body gets to work. It's the fuel that your body needs to run as it was designed to. Our bodies are designed to heal. They're designed to repair, but we don't give it the fuel it needs to. And then we're shocked, we're surprised that this illness comes up or this pain is happening. We really shouldn't be surprised, because we've been feeding it to do those things. But with Juice Plus help, with Juice Plus, with the community that you're a part of with us, the education that you receive, the nutritional support that you get with Juice Plus, and the shake every day, the recipes that we share, it makes healthy living easier. And that's what this is all about. When you start making small changes, then you're able to make another change. And I say, when you know better, you can do better. And that's what we've seen overall. And that's really what this study proves as well. This is the Children's Health Study, and you can see the results. This is just from 1 year of being on Juice Plus. These are the kids and the parents. And this is a different type of research. This is actually like field study research with families, where they're asking them questions in these surveys. And this is the information that they've gotten back after 1 year of these kids being on Juice Plus. 56% of them were taking fewer over-the-counter medications or prescription drugs. They're missing fewer days of school, eating more fruits and vegetables, visiting the doctor less, consuming less fast food and soft drinks, and they're drinking more water, more aware of their health, and they're reaping a positive benefit of some kind. Guys, this program is called the Children's Health Study, and it's actually funded through Juice Plus. They get to share Juice Plus with kids, and they get to be on Juice Plus for free for up to 4 years. Kids age 4 through 18 and full-time undergraduate students, no matter how old they are. When an adult orders Juice Plus, they sponsor one of these kids into the study. You fill out 4 surveys the first year, 1 survey a year after that, and the kids get it free. All you have to pay is the shipping on theirs. It's an amazing program that I have seen really transform whole families, because mamas, like we said, won't always do something for themselves, but they'll do it for the kids. And the company knew that, and they know if we can get moms and kids and dads all doing this together, that there's going to be a bigger change with everyone, and they're going to see results faster. Dr. David Phillips says that Juice Plus is the most researched nutritional product in the whole world, and it optimizes human health and performance at any level, whether you're a small child, an elderly person, an elite athlete, or a couch potato. There's nothing that compares to this. And he just really encourages, I've heard him speak multiple times, to eat more whole foods. And that's what I want to leave you with tonight. It's one thing to hear the information and for this information to get into our minds. It's a whole other thing to put it into practice and into action. Yeah, we all know we're supposed to eat fruits and vegetables. We get that. That's nothing new to you. I know you'd already heard that before. You've read it a lot of different times. But the practicality of doing it every single day, that's where most people stumble. And that's why we want to reach out to you. That's why Michelle invited invited you on here tonight because she wants to help you see the benefits that she has seen in an easy way to get more fruits and vegetables into your diet. That's exactly what Juice Plus is. It's an easy first step. It's not difficult to understand, and it's not difficult to comply with. It's an easy habit to get into, and it has such a huge impact. So big that she was willing to invite you on here. Jay was willing to invite you. Liz wanted you to hear. I wanted you to hear. And we're so thankful that you were able to be on here with us. Liz, I'm going to unmute you so you can share your story, and then we'll let everyone go from there. Okay.
I'll have to try to keep it really quick. I remember when we first started this, and I was basically force-fed these capsules from my pretty older sister right there, Jamin, and I feel really lucky looking back that she was there to do that for us. And the word that came to mind all the time in the beginning was catalyst, because it started something for us that we could have never imagined, you know. Our health was just out of control. Our eating was out of control. My acne was out of control. My depression was out of control. And that was the one catalyst, you know, the one thing that changed, that we started to see small changes. And here we are almost a year later with tons of changes. I was able to go gluten-free. I'm able to go dairy-free. I'm able to have days that we don't have to eat meat. When we were chicken wing addicts and pizza holics, and without that baseline of nutrition to keep us from being hungry and to keep us from craving that bad stuff that was making us toxic, that's what Juice Plus does every day. It levels out that little want to do better, and that little voice in my head that's like, you're not that, you know, you don't want to eat cheese all day long every day. You don't want to eat bread all day long every day. If you told me a year ago that I would live across the street from the best pizza in Prattville and I wouldn't be eating it all the time, I would have laughed in your face, because I would say, there's no way that I'm going to not be eating pizza. And here we are, you know. Adam had a Brussels sprout mix when he got home raw. He ate it raw, Brussels sprouts and cranberries and pumpkin seeds, and that's what he grabbed when he came home in the refrigerator. He eats beets. He didn't eat beets a year ago. So there are things that I would have not believed if you told me that adding Juice Plus to my life, I would have laughed at you. I would have called you a liar if you said, a year from now your husband's going to be coming home eating raw Brussels sprouts. I am speechless thinking about all of it. Is that quick enough?
Yes, it's beautiful. And it has been just such a joy to see you and Jay really come back to life. I didn't know you much before Juice Plus, but I do remember the early days, and to hear you guys share that, and again, just the emotion, because it's real. This has a big impact in so many areas. So we just encourage you, get back to us. Like, whoever it was that invited you tonight, they love you. They want better health for you, and something piqued your interest enough to join us. So I encourage you, let's get started. Let's help you get started with Juice Plus. It's easy to do. It's an easy order process. It comes right to your door, and we want to help you get started. So get back with whoever it was that invited you. But I'm going to stop the recording now, and I just thank you all for being on. You guys are awesome. It's been a great night. I hope you learned something. We want to hear from you. Michelle wants to hear from you. I'm going to stop the recording and stop the screen share.